Good morning, Collierville Schools. Mario Hoke here with the Communications Department. Happy Friday. I'm standing at West Collierville Middle School, and I have two special guests. I don't know if you saw the post yesterday afternoon, but we just recently announced our Summer Learning Camp site directors. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start our meet and greet. All right? Good morning. How are you guys? I'm doing good. Miss Mercer, good morning to you. Talk to me a little bit about yourself. I know that you are a school counselor, but I think there's a little bit more information about you and kind of your professional career before you came to Collierville Schools, and then talk to us about what you're doing now.
Okay. Hi, Mario, and thanks for having us, and thanks for coming to West. Well, I have over 20 years of a background in education. I started off in Fayette County Schools. I have been a physical education teacher. I have been a school counselor. I have been an assistant principal and a principal. I've been with Collierville Schools, or Legacy Shelby County, for about 11 years now. I've served in the role of school counselor, and now I am excited to be in the role of elementary site director.
Mr. Murray, sixth grade teacher at West Collierville Middle School. You started, I believe, at the old, which is now West Collierville Middle, but the Schilling Farms Middle School. Is that correct? So share with us a little bit about your background.
Well, this is my 16th year to teach. I've really enjoyed my career. My resume is a little bit crazy. I started out as a visual art teacher. I did that for 8 years, and my BFA is in painting and drawing. So from that art education experience that I got, it's really, to me, the value is creative problem solving. Life gives you parameters and guidelines, and you have to kind of be creative in how you work through problems, and education is kind of my current medium. So after 8 years as an art teacher for K-8, I was at Alturia Elementary, Terra Oaks Elementary for a semester, and then Riverdale School. Then I came to Schilling, had the opportunity to work with just middle school kids, and loved them. I love tackling challenges, and middle school definitely provides those for me. That keeps me entertained. But then about 8 years ago, I wanted to go into the regular classroom, so I've taught in that time frame English and language arts and math in grades 6, 7, and 8. I recently got my EDS in school administration, so I'm really excited about this leadership opportunity, and looking forward to a great summer.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we start talking about the summer learning camps, because that's really the purpose of this meet and greet, talk to me about some of the successes behind COVID, because we keep saying challenges, pivoting, agile, but I know there's a lot of silver linings, and I think it's really important that we champion those pieces, because I really think some of those things are going to be takeaways that we're going to continue beyond just the response to COVID. So I'll start with Mr. Murray, and if you just want to speak to some of those elements.
I think, well, here in this building, it's still safety issues, like, up, down stairwells, and those kind of things we'll definitely keep for sure. I have never touched Teams before until we started here, so that was a brand new thing for me. And what I regularly do is I record my math lessons. And so I post the links to Schoology. The kids have access to all that, and so it's a great resource during this time. I think we have been more innovative this year than any other year before, because we were kind of, again, these are our parameters and we have to work within them, and they kind of forced us to be creative with it. Very much so, yes. Working with parents, I think I have the best relationships with parents this year than I probably ever had, because we were hybrid for part of the year. The kids came back 5 days a week in November. And then the time they were hybrid, multiple parent conferences, some lasting almost an hour, but that's what it took, to get everybody on the same page, to show them the parent resources and things that were there. And they truly were partners in the education. So that I know will continue for sure. And I think that's something I hope to continue with the summer camp as well.
Very good. Miss Mercer, from a school counseling perspective, what are some of the takeaways that you find will continue?
Well, I believe that this summer learning camp is really going to start to bridge the gap that occurred because of COVID. I believe that the summer learning camp is going to be a healing process for education.
I like that too.
As counselors, we help students, we go into the classrooms, we talk to teachers, and this year everyone in one way or another has been affected by COVID. So this is really going to be the start of the healing process, starting this summer camp and bridging the gaps.
And just giving the kids a positive experience. I think just a lot of kids dealt with traumas and things. We don't even know the scope of all of it. They might not have had the support at home that they needed to be successful this year. So I think just giving them an opportunity, I think, to be successful and feel confident moving forward. I think that's kind of what I also want to see happen as well.
You know, you're a school counselor when you just phrased the healing process. I think that is so true to your scope of practice, and I do believe in some regard it is a healing process because, you know, we are reimagining school. We are, you know, I struggle because I don't personally like the word change, but returning to normalcy, because what is normal? You know, what is traditional in a very dynamic world that we live in, a global world that we live in more so now than ever before. But I think it's really important and a true testament to the value in public education in Tennessee. You know, Commissioner Swin has voiced continuously that we're going to continue to double down in areas that make sense for students, that we're going to move the academic needle for our children. And so I don't want parents to think that this is a negative thing, that their children are going into the summer learning camp. It is very targeted and very specific. It's not open to the general student body population. But talk to me about the value that you guys see in this summer learning camp. You call it a healing process. Mr. Murray, kind of speak to me about some of the value behind the summer learning camp, because that starts in June, correct?
All right. I just get excited about things that are good for kids. This is good for kids. I want them to feel confident in their ability. One of the memes I have hanging in my classroom is called How to Be a Math Person. Step 1 is, number 1, do math, any kind of math. And step 2, be a person. Anybody is a math person. Anybody's an ELA person. So I think you just have to jump in there and try. But I think just to have the kids leave with a positive experience with school. I think just associate the school environment with something positive. I know we're going to be hiring some teachers soon. We have some great people. I know I have some wonderful colleagues, I think, around the district. I know who have applied for these positions, and I'm going to encourage you just to bring the joy with you in the building every day. You know, the teachers bring the joy. I'll bring the joy every single day. I heard about this, I think, in March when the state finally said, yes, we're doing this for the summer. And I wrote, I think Ms. Robbins and Dr. Ballantyne at the board said, listen, I want to be a part of this in some way. Yeah. This is good for kids. And, you know, we're taking barriers away. Transportation will be provided. Breakfast and lunch will be provided. And so we're here. We will come get you and bring you to school. So it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about what we're doing for kids. So, and they'll be, I think, that better equipped for next year when they after leaving the camp. So if we can leave them just with confidence, confidently moving forward, I think that would be great.
So for parents that don't know, real quick, what's the role delineation? Because you're secondary and you're primary, but what grades are we targeting in your area specifically?
Okay. Well, I want to go back just a moment. Yeah. We want to make sure that everyone knows that this summer learning camp is going to focus on literacy and math. Yes. But it is the summer, so we want our students to have fun. Mm-hmm. So students are going to have physical education, they're going to have fine arts, and they're going to have STEM. We want our classes to be hands-on. We want the students to come. We want them to be excited about it. And we want them to have fun, because we've got to remember that this is still summer.
Correct.
So we're going to add those elements to it as well.
Yeah, I call that stuff disguised learning.
It is, very much so.
In a sense. So talk to me about the grade levels that you will be providing oversight to.
Okay, so the elementary will be grades 1 through 5, so that would be the rising 1 through 5.
Gotcha.
So
correct.
Mm-hmm. So again, we're going to focus on reading, we're going to focus on math, and we're going to have lots of fun.
Very good. And then, Mr. Murray, the grades that you're going to be providing oversight.
Rising 6th through 8th graders, and also wanted to add to our list. We'll have a math block, an ELA block. Well, there'll be an intervention block as well, and that's also really important too, because we'll be able to provide, I think, very individualized instruction to students. One of the first things I'll plan on doing is looking at the data once I get the student list and really kind of picking apart where are strengths and weaknesses, and so that intervention is going to be very key to really make sure that they're more successful moving forward. Like one child, might be at summer camp. They might be stronger in math and ELA. So in the intervention period, we might really need to be focused on the literacy aspects of things. So I think that's going to be very important, having that personalized instruction, using data as a tool. Yeah, and communicating that to the parents on a regular basis as well.
I always struggle sometimes as a marketing communication person when I hear the word intervention. You know what I mean? Because it kind of has a negative kind of tone. I like the word, I like personalized, tailored kind of curriculum, and I like that you guys are going to be diving deep into the data to really tailor that curriculum and instruction for the summer learning camp. So talk to me about some of the goals. What do you hope to accomplish during the next, 4 to 5 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah.
4 weeks. We'll start with you, Ms. Mercer.
Well, again, our goal is really going to be to bridge that gap. We know that our students missed time in the classroom last year, and we know that this year everyone in some way, shape, form has been affected by COVID. So we are really about bridging that learning gap, making sure that we stay focused to student achievement while having fun.
Yes.
And Mr. Murray?
Just exactly what Ms. Mercer said. I think just, really focusing on achievement, but also growth, and celebrating that growth as you move forward. I think, going back to what I was saying about data, communicating that with the parents and also the kids themselves. I plan on being very visible at the summer camp. The kids will know my name, will know who I am, and I might pick a kid out here and there. Just celebrate the small victories. Okay, we were maybe 50% here, we're 60% there, we're moving forward. So that's what I want to do, is move all students forward and just really, I think, instill or reignite that love of learning. That's really what I want to do.
I like that. That's a good buzzword. So we talked about, the fun and engagement pieces. So, there is going to be a difference between day-to-day school operations versus summer camp. So, Mr. Murray, talk to me a little bit more about kind of what's going to be the differential between day-to-day versus the summer learning camp.
I think it's the innovation of instruction. I think that, there's, we're, I think, less limited in the summer camp environment to really, I think, do powerful things for kids. Again, like I said, the hiring process will start soon, I think, for teachers. And I know that, I want teachers who bring the joy with them and bring that innovation with them. So I think that's going to be awesome. We're a little bit, I think, less limited in the summer. Like Ms. Mercer said, hands-on, hands-on instruction, those kind of things, I think will be very, very good.
I like saying coloring outside of the lines a little bit, stepping outside of that comfort zone and changing.
I think we're going to focus more on projects. It's those things that teachers want to be able to do during the school year that they don't get the time to do. So we're going to focus more on doing projects. We're going to be more hands-on. Although we're going to differentiate instruction, it's still going to be fun for the students. Students are going to get to see their friends over the summer and do things with them there at school. So for me, it's really going to be the hands-on activities. It's going to be the projects that they're doing. It's going to be the maybe going outside, having physical education.
Right.
It's going to be those hands-on STEM type activities that we know all of our kids love.
And it's the application of the learning that way. Like when you're creating, that's the top of Bloom's taxonomy. Like everything's moving and grooving up here. So I think it's really going to be a good thing. But yeah, and also just, they are project-based learning. I think they can own what they do. They give the kids options or choices. I think that way they can make a decision, and they're a more active participant in their learning that way.
Good engagement.
Yes.
So for parents that don't know, what does the day-to-day operations look like? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday through Friday? What are the hours? Kind of walk me through some of that. Can you share what the hours are?
Well, for elementary, it's going to be 8:30 to 3:30. It will be Monday through Friday. And please remember that we are going to provide transportation and that breakfast and lunch will be provided. So we just really encourage parents, we encourage students to come. We want to have lots of fun, and we're going to remember that it is summer camp.
Absolutely.
And then for your area, Mr. Murray, what does that look like?
So I believe it's 8:30 to 2:30, 5 days a week. Like I said, we'll have the math block, the ELA, the intervention, the STEM, I think a visual art kind of aspect in there, PE, lunch period. So I'm sure we'll change classes and those kind of things, but it's going to be broken up. It'll go by fast. It really will. It really will.
Is there anything else I haven't asked? Because I know, it is Friday. School is still in session, so I don't want to take too much more of your time. Is there anything that I haven't asked or something that you want to just share? It's Teacher Appreciation Week. Is there anything else? I'll start with Ms. Mercer.
Okay. Well, for sure, this is Teacher Appreciation Week. This is the last day of Teacher Appreciation Week, and our teachers have been phenomenal. They have taught through a pandemic, and we have survived. So education is blooming. We are starting the healing process. And again, we want to encourage our students. We want to encourage our parents to allow their children to come out to our summer camp. And remember that transportation is provided, and we will also provide breakfast and lunch. So come on out and enjoy summer camp with us.
Ms. Mercer. And Mr. Murray?
Yeah, it's going to be great. We're looking forward to seeing you in June. It's going to be a great 4 weeks. Reach out at any time if you have questions. My email is cmurray@colliervilleschools.org. I'm on the West website. Any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I'm here to help.
And then what's the phone number for West if people have questions?
West is 901-854-2345.
Oh, I forgot to ask one more question. So for primary, where is the location? Because we have 9 schools. So where are we going to house summer learning camp for elementary?
Elementary will be at Bailey Station Elementary School.
Oh, okay, very good. And did you say west?
It's going to be Collierville Middle School. That's where we're going to be. Yes, absolutely, yes. Yes. Very grateful to Anita Swindle for letting us crash her school for 4 weeks, so thank you for that.
I'm sure she's going to be making you feed the goats over there. So
I can't wait.
Yep.
Yes, I got to go down to the farm. It'll be awesome.
Awesome. Well, Ms. Mercer, Mr. Murray, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for allowing me to kind of step into your period and do this live meet and greet. Again, Collierville Schools, happy Friday. It's the end of Teacher Appreciation Week, and we're roughly almost like 2.5, close to 3 weeks out from 2.5 weeks out from the last day of school. So thank you for being part of our memorable journey. That's for sure this school year. Take care. Have a great day.